Some anomalies are capable of not only breaching their containment, but also eradicating us, either as a species or the entire universe as we know it. Here is our list of the top 5 scariest SCP creatures that are capable of causing an apocalypse. Number 5. SCP-2317. Object Class Keter. SCP-2317 is a wooden door and frame which, when opened, transports whoever entered to an alternate reality. The alternate reality, named SCP-2317-Prime, seems to be a salt pan several kilometers in radius. A circle of 7 pillars, named SCP-2317-A till G, are positioned directly in front of the door. The pillars are 7 meters tall and engraved with a series of mysterious, unknown symbols. The pillars extend 200 meters below the surface of the sand and into SCP-2317-H. SCP-2317-H is a spherical space of 100 kilometers in diameter underneath, in which SCP-2317-K, also named Entity, is contained. Entity appears to be an immensely tall, around 200 kilometers, obese and human-like. Horns resembling tree branches sprout from its head, which lacks a lower jaw. The entire body of the entity is covered in millions of overlapping scales. 7 heavy hooks are embedded in the entity's back, each one attached to a heavy steel chain connected to the lower end of one of the 7 pillars. A ritual performed at noon each day named Procedure 220-Calabasas, which is used as a cover-up story for personnel level 4 clearance and under, bringing us to believe that SCP-2317 is indeed contained. In reality, no method has yet been devised to stop the chains from breaking. At the time of writing this document, 6 of the 7 pillars or chains have been broken or damaged, and only 1 chain remains intact. When discovered, 3 of the chains were intact. The breaking of the 5th chain corresponded directly to a devastating redacted event in our world. The breakage of the 6th chain led to the deaths of 2 million persons. Data shows that the sequence of events caused by 2317 increased exponentially in lethality. It is therefore presumed that the breakage of the 7th chain will result in an XK-class end-of-world scenario. Number 4. SCP-610. Object Class Keter. SCP-610 is a contagious skin disease with symptoms including rash and itching. Within 3 hours, the disease will cause blemishes in the body, consuming the victim completely within 5 hours. After the infection occurs, the victim's life functions cease for approximately 3 minutes, after which they will restart at 2 to 3 times the activity rate of a normal human. Following this, the tissue on the victims will start to grow at a rapid rate. Normal human features start to disappear at this point, and the path of mutation appears to be highly random. Subjects observed have been recorded growing 3 or more limbs. The head may become misshapen, and parts of the subject may split open, from which additional branches of flesh will grow. An infected individual will then root itself in a given location. The fleshy growth on the victim will then begin to spread itself across all surroundings and consume them. Observation of life infected by SCP-610 by staff is impossible, which is why remote robots have been used. Those infected with the disease immediately seek out aid as a natural human impulse, resulting in unintended infections. Those infected later actively and aggressively attempt to infect others. It has been established that should an infected be capable of sight of an uninfected, it will proceed towards them. Whether the victim retains their conscience after they're afflicted is currently unknown. Containment of SCP-610 is relatively easy, as the infection only needs to be physically enclosed to halt its further spread. However, what makes 610 a part of the most dangerous SCPs is that no physical limitations to the size of the infected mass has yet been observed, leading us to believe that a containment breach could lead to uncontrollable infection and possibly eradication of all human life. Number 3. SCP-001. When Day Breaks. Object Class Apollyon. SCP-001 is the designation given to the Sun, which after an unknown redacted event would cause the deaths of an estimated 6.8 billion casualties within the first 24 hours. Upon contact with the light produced by the Sun, living organisms begin liquefying, with the effect spreading until the entire organism is converted. Visually, this is reminiscent of melting wax. Despite this restructuring, living organisms do not actually perish and assumingly retain their sapience and memory. Upon completion, these organisms, named SCP-001-A, take on a gelatinous consistency. Organisms will attempt to orient themselves in a fashion reminiscent of their previous form to varying degrees of success. Due to their composition, instances of SCP-001-A that make contact with one another may combine and blend at the molecular level. This does not seem to cause any pain or distress to the instances, though the resulting bulk can inhibit movement. At a 001 event, most instances would naturally congregate into such collectives, which assumingly possess no end volume. The resulting biomass is amorphous and chaotic. The component organisms will shift between a full to semi-liquid state. Limbs and bodies will rise periodically from within the mass for a short duration, before deteriorating and being subsumed by another life form. Collective instances will attempt movement by using their appendages in tandem to carry their mass, or form a pseudopod form and drag themselves in a manner similar to amoeba, all in an attempt to merge with other instances, endlessly increasing their mass. Due to the effect of the spreading, there exists no way of protecting the human civilization on a large scale should a 001 instance occur. Therefore, a real danger is constantly present that the entire human population gets converted into one large chaotic mass of flesh with an unknown fate, thus easily making our top 5 world-ending SCPs list. Number 2. SCP-094. Object Class: Keter. SCP-094 appears to be a perfectly black sphere, first discovered in the 1920s in Argentina, with a size of around 20 centimeters, miraculously suspended 3 meters off the ground with no means of support. SCP-094 is highly mysterious in nature, its main effect being that any matter that moves into it, including light, is apparently gone and thus far cannot be recovered. On first glance, it looks like a miniature black hole. However, it does not exert any gravity, leading us to believe it is an event horizon. All tests conducted so far have shown 094 to be, simply put, physically immovable. SCP-094 has also been known to occasionally emit a number of different sounds, all appearing to be highly random, including ambient sounds of nature, static buzzing, and sometimes even human speech. No attempts to communicate with SCP-094 have yet succeeded. To this date, it is still unknown whether these sounds come from the event horizon itself, from something inside of SCP-094, or from some area that connects through it. However, what makes 094 a real apocalyptic SCP is that it has been observed to double its size approximately every 31 years, currently at a diameter of 163 centimeters. Should this rapid growth continue unhindered, it is to reach a size of a kilometer within 250 years, far too big to be kept a secret, but most importantly, threaten to completely engulf Earth within 700 years, forcing us to leave our home. Most terrifying, however, is the fact that with this exponential growth, it is estimated to reach speeds of expansion beyond that of light in a mere 1,650 years, meaning that even if we were to migrate to other star systems, not only we, humans, but inevitably the entire universe would be forever engulfed, its fate entirely unknown. Number 1. SCP-2700. Object Class: Safe. When we think of the apocalypse, we usually imagine an asteroid hitting us, or nuclear war, leading to massive human casualties. However, in the SCP Foundation, there are SCPs that not only endanger us, but the entire universe as we know it. SCP-2700 is a device constructed by Nikola Tesla with the purpose of it being a direct energy weapon. However, it is in reality a significantly more dangerous SCP. SCP-2700 is comprised of 3 parts named SCP-2700-1, 2, and 3 respectively. Part 1 is a control console with a keyboard and a display screen. SCP-2700-2 appears to be a particle accelerator, though it is significantly smaller, about 7 meters in length, than a device of this design would require. Part 1 is connected to parts 2 and 3 by wiring. However, part 3 appears to be very anomalous. On first glance, a luminescent plasma-like substance appears to be inside. However, it is not plasma, but an energy phenomenon named SCP-2700-Omega. SCP-2700-Omega behaves inversely with regards to entropy. The energy state inside constantly moves from thermal equilibrium to singularity, in other words, from disorganized to organized, which is opposite to the standard for our universe. Due to this, the effective flow of time within this region is also reversed. Currently, the transparent sphere is the only thing preventing a containment breach. If SCP-2700-Omega were to escape, an unstoppable chain reaction would occur, converting the rest of the universe to this state. This scenario would mean essentially reversing time and creating an inverted Big Bang. What makes 2700 perhaps the most dangerous SCP of them all is that the device is currently armed and set to activate in the year 2234, with no cancellation method found yet. And no further explanation is necessary that this would essentially destroy the universe as we know it, should we fail to stop this countdown. This concludes our list of the top 5 apocalyptic SCPs. So what was your favorite SCP from the list? If there were any world-ending SCPs that you think should have been included in the list, don't hesitate to share them with us in the comments. Please make sure to leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and don't forget to subscribe if you enjoy this type of content, as we are starting a top 5 SCP series with many interesting topics coming up, such as alternate reality, software, impossible to contain, and much more. And as always, we will see you in the next video.